All right, it's finally here. I've been wanting to look at Kikashi for a while. I saw the We Want to Play Frisbee posted this in our Trello, and I think there's a lot of people making some interesting Trello alternatives right now. I'll tell you why I think this is an interesting one. First of all, because this person is active and keeps posting in here. I don't actually know them personally, but I see people all the time randomly posting something in here, and they actually are listening to feedback of what people want and posting an update and saying, hey, here's the things I've changed with it. So one, that's a fantastic sign. Two, I definitely agree that I'm not leaving Trello right now, but I definitely think there's a lot of people who are trying to figure out what's a good Trello alternative right now. There's a lot of changes to Trello. People aren't liking this inbox planner. They're worried about being able to view everything and workspace views being hidden and trying to get to them being such a pain and all of the different things associated with it. Again, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still sticking around with Trello, but for anyone who is potentially exploring alternatives, I wanted to show you this one that I came across, and I think it's what I would give a try if I were looking for something different. So first of all, you can head there by going to kakashi.io, and I've already got an account, but otherwise it'll set you up through it. You're automatically going to recognize this, right? It's your classic board concept of you've got your to-do, doing, done, and you drag things across as they go. And you can add checklist items. You're used to that. You can see those visualized here. You've got attributes like members. You can add attachments. You can add labels. You can add your comments. You can do whatever you want in here. So it's your classic sort of thing. You know, it's nothing fancy, but also that's what Trello is, and that's what I notice a lot of people are wanting to get back to, that basic sort of Kanban board of here's all the different things I'm doing and how they work together and where they go. And yes, you can even change things about the board, the backgrounds, the way they look. You can set up your labels for things. You can have permissions. Again, this is all looking pretty familiar, right? Rightly so, because there was a lot good about Trello that people liked. So I really like that a couple things about this. So first of all, there's this note that it'll tell you when you create your first board that says try pasting messy notes into the triage box. And if you check that out over here, this is your sort of notes section. And so what I can do is I can say, let's say I'm typing notes here throughout the day and I'm thinking things. I know I need to wash the cat bed. I know I need to you can add your notes here and whatever, and again, you could copy paste it from something else and just hit triage and watch how it's going to take that and transform that into cards on your board here. So check this out. It was actually pretty smart about like figuring out what I needed to do, and it added a name and a description. I can say create. I can say, you know, if it was wrong, I can just X out of it, but I can add whatever, and it's going to actually guess like where it goes to. Of course, I can drag it around and, you know, do whatever I want with it. So I thought that's actually pretty cool. One of the other things that I really like about it is I think automation on Trello is absolutely amazing. The problem is most people don't understand how to use it, which is why they watch my videos, and I'm super happy to help them. But I think there's something super interesting here. So you can actually kind of, using natural language, sort of describe what you want the automation to do, and it will do it. So you can see that I have this, if a card is moved to done list, automatically mark it as complete. You can check this out happening here. If I move that there, notice it marked it as complete. I think this is interesting. I have tried this with a few other things, like with checklist items, and it's not super good at knowing that sort of thing, but I think you can do things like when a card is moved to do. Yeah, and it's probably a good sign when you get these sort of like badges in here. Do this, maybe I want to add the high priority label. So let's see if this one works here. You can see it's detecting some attributes here, create automation. Once it's created that, let's see now, if I move this over here to do, yay, I can see that it's actually added that label onto it. So that's kind of cool. And again, it's not necessarily that this automation is more robust than Trello. It's just a little bit more accessible, as I know a lot of people are not very familiar with Trello's automation, and it feels a little intimidating to go to a screen that looks like this. You're just kind of like, what do I do? What do I click around here? And there's just a lot of chaos going on. So I really like how this uses natural language to kind of help you sort of figure out what that could look like. The other thing that I really like that I requested was a sort of like workspace view. Like that's what I find a lot of people are really wanting to see. So if you actually go to like your dashboard here, you can see everything that's going on this week. So I don't have any due dates on anything, but this is across all of my boards, right? And so I can filter here to say only show certain boards, but this is my workspace calendar. So let's go back to my first board here. Let's go ahead and make this, let's just say let's do today. And then close that out. You can see now, if I go back here to dashboard, I'm going to see on deck immediately what's coming up this week, but I can also view all in this really handy calendar format that is really nice, takes me right to the card. So again, that's some of the stuff that I think is like most important about Trello that people like to use, so that's pretty cool to see. The other thing that I requested that I'm excited for is there's API tokens, and so I haven't played around with this much yet, but I'm super excited to build more like integrations with things, because I think tools like Kikashi or Trello are only as good as the data you put inside them. If you're having to constantly open a new tab to go capture something in here, then you're never going to remember to look at it and take action on it. And so that's why having APIs is really helpful, because people can build things on top of them for quickly getting things in. So for instance, I could, use this API to build something where anytime I could save something on Reddit here, right? Like I could use something like Pixibricks or Zapier to parse a page, and using the API, go create a new card with information from this web page, which can be great. I also love that they added a Trello import. So I haven't used this yet, but you can import your Trello boards. Actually, it would be kind of interesting to see how well this works. I bet this would take ages for it to do, since I have an insane amount of boards. Does it do all of them? I hope it lets me pick, because otherwise I will accidentally crash your server. Okay, good. It lets me do that. Let's just try, let's try my 2025 trips board. See where it goes there. Perfect. Love that. Start import. It looks like it actually did a pretty good job of bringing things over. I love that it created the labels. It seems to have grabbed due dates as well and mapped things to the right list. So this is really cool to see. It actually seems like a one-click import, which I think a lot of people looking to migrate away from Trello do not have right now. So this is really cool and pretty similar to something I'd kind of thought about building when I was like, if people just want the OG Trello, what would they do? So you can also export data. So I know that's also really handy, as a lot of us are kind of trying out different tools and, worried to get too committed to one. But I definitely encourage you to check this out if you're looking for a Trello alternative and you missed the basics. Try it, see what you think, come comment on this Reddit thread. Like I said, We Want to Play Frisbee has been really responsive to people's feedback. You can see that they're actually engaging on here, and this is just one of the posts. They're in here pretty regularly. So I encourage you to check it out, and let me know what you think. And let me know if you have found any other Trello alternatives that you're excited about right now. Thank you, We Want to Play Frisbee, for building this, and I look forward to seeing what you continue to develop with it.